Hello everyone, and welcome to this feature presentation of a piece of hardware that I've been working on for the past month or so. Now I'm commenting over pre-recorded videos so I can explain what's going on and explain the features. So this piece of hardware that's on the left, this is a sort of like a sequencer upgrade for a standard MIDI controller, a pad controller. The pad controller is used as an input. The sequencer allows you to add standalone sequencing capabilities to your live set, for instance. Now, the sequencer offers 8 bars of composing time, essentially. So what I'm doing right now is I've punched in 4 kicks in the first bar, and I've copied them over to the second bar. Now, there's a certain level of flexibility here because each bar is a separate loop. So once that bar finishes, it goes into the beginning of that bar and it loops over and over again. Now, you can essentially tell I thought I could get away without having any bar indicators, but as I'm moving across the 8 bars that are there, or in this case the 2 bars that I've actually engaged in, I don't know which bar the track is currently playing on, so I will need to implement that kind of feedback. So as you saw in the beginning of the video, the first knob on the bottom is the rate knob. The second one is the swing. So the pad controller that you use with the sequencer can be in 3 states. The first state is obviously just a standard pad controller state. You press on a pad, it plays a sound on a sampler. The second one is when you press down on an edit button, your pad goes into the track track representation mode, which is essentially every pad on your pad controller represents its own track. So you press on that track and then you go into the third state, which is a track edit mode. As you can see right now, the bottom part of the user interface indicates which pads have been, or which notes have been clicked, and it also has a tracker that runs through all the pads, kind of like your timeline tracker in the digital audio workstation. As much as I really wanted to make this as a standalone piece of equipment, so you shove in a SD card with your samples and the sequencer would basically work with them directly, I do have to admit that the on-board built-in effect of these sequencers, the standalone sequencers that are currently available on the market, are not exactly top notch, and I would rather have a 16-channel mixer and just plug in an effects processor into the bus or the auxiliary, and just send each instrument to the auxiliary, which will give me way more control over the mix. And of course, a valid argument would be that not everybody has a 16-channel mixer with, you know, the bus channels and auxiliary channels that they can use. And if you're not doing any strict tempo synchronizations, you could use this sequencer with your digital audio workstation. So Ableton Live, Cubase, whatever you want, if you have a lot of software synths. Now, this sequencer does send out a clock signal, a MIDI clock signal. So if I were to connect a microKORG to it, it would detect the tempo, and it would, if I set the microKORG's clock to external one, I could just synchronize my my arpeggiator on the microKORG to the clock of this machine. In addition to the edit functions, which allow you to punch in your beats, I've also implemented the mute and solo buttons, and they do exactly what their names are. So I have soloed just one of the bass samples, and I'm just playing around with it in battery. And by pressing the solo button, I have unmuted all of the tracks. So if you press the solo button and you press on one of the tracks, it will solo that track. In other case, if you just press and release the solo button, it will unmute all of the tracks back into your full arrangement. I went back after this and tried something else with varying up the presets that I've already composed in for some kind of a new idea. This time everything is already pre-composed and I'm just muting and soloing tracks as I go.